Hey everybody, welcome to Chart Request Live. This is the show where you provide the tickers and we provide the charts. I am Sam Gatlin, an analyst at All Star Charts, and I'm joined by my very esteemed colleague and co-host, Mr. Alfonso. What's going on, Alfonso?
What's up, Sam? All good?
Oh, I've been better, Alfonso. I just got back to the States over the weekend. I spent the last few months in Greece, and I got really used to the Mediterranean weather, Mediterranean food, that whole lifestyle. And now I come back here to the States, and it's freezing cold.
Like, if you
Uh,
have to rate your experience in Greece, but how many points do you give?
5 stars. It gets
Five
all the
stars?
stars. It was wonderful.
Nice,
Yeah. I
awesome.
definitely want to go back.
Next time, I have told you, multiple times you have to come to Madrid, to Spain. It will be way better. Trust me.
I don't know if you can beat Greece, Alfonso. That's a high bar, but I
Yeah,
trust you. I think I would have a good time
that's
there.
that, man.
Um, yeah, a high of 34 degrees here. I'm in Baltimore for the weekend. Man, it is cold. Anyways, Alfonso, there's a lot happening in the markets right now. We have a big Federal Reserve meeting this week.
Hmm.
I was ripping through some bond charts this morning and couldn't help but notice the textbook Kilroy bottoms, the inverted head and shoulders. Look at a daily chart. Start with the TYX, Alfonso. Go 30
Yeah.
year, then show them the 20 year, then the 10. All of these bond yields look the same. The 30 years, the first one to break out, but it looks to me like the rest of the yield curve also wants to break out. And I don't think that really bodes well for the market. It seems to me like maybe the Powell isn't going to give the market what they want to hear because, everybody knows we're going to get a cut on Wednesday. But that doesn't matter. What really matters is what's happening in the future. The market is a forward discounting mechanism. Uh,
Hmm.
so we've already priced in that rate cut for Wednesday. And it seems like the market isn't too optimistic that we'll get as many as we're hoped for. So that's what's really
Yeah,
standing
that's
out to me right now, for sure.
Oh, that's really interesting. I mean, looking at this pattern, these reversal patterns in yields, those are very interesting. I mean, a lot of people were, also expecting uh, to these consolidations to complete lower, but they are catching a bit here, right at support, like right at the lower bounds of a multi-year range. And now, when we zoom in, we're starting to see these patterns to resolve higher. So, do you have any projected level for the 10 year or for the 30 year? I think for the 30 year, I think around 5 will make sense here, right? That's a key
Yeah, totally.
level.
Yeah, I'm with you.
2025, you know, that's a big level.
Totally. Yeah, back to the upper bound of the range seems to be the
Exactly.
move.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Cool. It looks like we have quite a lively chat today,
Ooh,
Alfonso.
yeah.
We've got
Mhm.
Dr. Phil Perlman in the house. What's up, Phil? We have Hanson. We have Alex. We have Leah, Landry, Fred. Everyone's here. Thank you for showing up to Chart Request Live. As always, we'll start with our mailbag, and then we'll move over to the YouTube chat and pull some more tickers from there. And if you want us to cover your chart at the beginning of next episode, you can send us an email, questions@stockmarketmedia.com. And those who did that, thank you. Vic is the first one, Alfonso, wanting to look at CLS on the TSX, not the NYSE.
Okay, here. Yeah, they look more or less the same. What an uptrend. I mean, what a base breakout. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. This is the perfect example of that. And look, we broke out what in I mean this year basically in December last year we pulled back hard retest and then it's been going up in a parabolic advance. Right now, reaching the 423 extension level around 500, right? So if we zoom in, I mean, we're seeing a very nice pattern here. This is just a consolidation within a strong primary uptrend here, right? I think an upside resolution is coming. The relative strength in this name is off the chart. You don't need to compare it to any benchmark at this point. By looking at the absolute trend, you can determine that this particular stock is a leader. So I like this coil. The way we'll trade it is just wait for a resolution of this flag pattern.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love how that 14-day RSI is hanging in there. Looks like 40 is the lower bound. They're not getting anywhere close to 30. So yeah.
Beautiful. No. It's a textbook uptrend, classic continuation pattern, and again, it's happening right below a key extension level where you can define risk. For me, 500 it's the level. Or if you want to trade that little range, you can also do it. But this trend is incredibly strong to the upside, and yeah, I like what I see in this chart.
Totally. It's in one of the strongest industry groups too, Alfonso. Like these electronic component stocks are some of the best. Everybody talks about Nvidia and Google and these mega cap tech stocks as the best AI stocks, but these electronic component stocks have.
This one is a 38 billion market cap.
Yeah,
38 billion market cap. So it has a lot of room to keep going higher.
Totally. All right, Vic, thank you for bringing that one today. Great chart. Albert wanting to look at JET. JET. What is JET? I think they're referring to JETS. US Global JETS ETF holds 50 airline stocks. You've got the big boys in there, the Delta Airlines, all of the airlines.
Transports in general. Oops, this is the Trump. Nope. This is the real DJT.
Don't want the Trump.
We want the real DJT. So DJT is setting up the stage for a new leg higher after years of doing nothing, right? And yeah, it's interesting. Earnings have been doing, has been performing very nice in the past couple of weeks. And I think this is a major breakout, right, Sam? So a breakout here will set a stage higher. We'll print a new leg higher for transport stocks that haven't gone anywhere in the past 4 years. So I think that's huge. It's very similar to small caps, right? The charts look more or less the same.
Exact same chart. Yeah,
it is the same logic as well. I don't think the bull market ending without these two groups resolving higher, right, from those ranges. So
I noticed, I was looking at a bunch of charts this weekend, and I happened to notice that the equally weighted healthcare looks exactly like the trannies and exactly like the small caps. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. This is the equal weight healthcare. They look exactly the same. Having broke through that resistance. It's still in that range. IWM looking a little bit better. IWC, making new all-time highs right now, looking good. But back to the JETs, the airlines. That's a nice base. I'm seeing a nice base. Depending how you see this chart, how do you look at this chart? We can define risk here. I think 28, 27. I think that's the big level. That was former support back in 2017, back in 2019, when we completed after we completed that classic head and shoulder formation and rip higher. Back in 2021, the advance was halted, and now we're carving out a monster base, 4-year base, 5-year base in the earnings. and and it also coincides with the Dow Jones Transportation Average, trying to break out of a 4-year base as well. So for me, above 28, I think we have to buy Airlines, and I like that setup.
It's funny hearing that out loud. Nobody has ever said we need to buy airlines.
I mean,
It's an interesting market, Alfonso. I like it. I like it a lot.
I
It
mean,
gets
look,
boring just talking about the same old AI stocks every day.
look United Airlines. I mean, it's a good looking chart. It's a nice base. I mean, they're not leaders, of course, but they are good looking charts. Delta.
Totally, yeah. The big four airlines make up about 45% of the Jets ETF. So that's Southwest, American, Delta, and United.
No, and look at those bases. Look at those formations. Fresh breakouts. I mean, if these breakouts hold, I mean, yeah, I think you can. I think you can buy some earnings. To be honest, and Ryanair. What's the Ryanair? Looking good. I mean, already broke out. It was impressive that Ryanair market cap is higher than the rest of the American ones.
$35 billion. This is an Irish airline stock.
Yeah, it's low cost, which is interesting. It is this, 34 billion. Well, Delta Airlines it's 43 billion, but it's interesting that Ryanair it's right on the top.
And it looks probably the best out of all the airlines.
Yeah, I mean, already broke out.
Yeah.
Nice option here. And yeah.
Nice. Shout out to Albert for bringing the Jets ETF. That's not one we've looked on. That's not a chart we've looked at on Chart Request Live. Not that I can remember ever. Has anybody ever wanted to talk about airlines on this show? So that's cool. All right. We have Hank up next, Alfonso, wanting to look at SoFi.
Okay.
Sweet chart there in the SoFi.
Yeah.
This is I think it's like $30 billion. It's not that big. Yeah, look at me, $33 billion credit services stock.
Do we have, like not almost 10% short interest. It's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, like for me, probably one of my favorite charts of the day, it will be SoFi. The way it is setting up right now, right at a historic resistance level from 2021. I think about 28. I think you have to own SoFi. I like the way this is a very short-term pattern here. I think buyers are absorbing all the overhead supply at this resistance level. And a big move it's coming, but only I like this one only if we're above 28. This is a great chart. That's a nice base.
Yeah, this is one of the best. It looks like a lot of those former leaders, something like Robinhood, Palantir,
they're exactly the same.
Speculative growth stocks. There's clearly some high growth potential here with SoFi, but you need to see the bulls really prove it before I get too excited. For now, it's just going to be a messy process of absorbing that overhead supply.
Yep. In fact, here is overlaid with
Twins. It's the exact same chart, Alfonso.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. All right. Shout out to the Hank for bringing along the SoFi. Moving on to Ginny, wanting to look at SLV. Ginny, you are talking my language. Let's do it, Alfonso. SLV.
Ooh, okay.
We were just looking at this before we jumped on the show. So, Jenny has a great mind.
But what are your thoughts on silver right now? Like breaking out, buy silver, and that's it?
Yeah, this is the moment we've been waiting for, Alfonso. Silver has gone absolutely nowhere since 1980, and it's just now breaking out to new all-time highs, priced in every single currency across the world.
Yep. Yeah, it was a matter of when it was about to break out in US terms, basically.
Yeah,
And right now
exactly.
we're seeing that move. The ETF breaking out to new all-time highs, nice base.
And I think November's monthly candlestick, Alfonso, was a really big deal. I
Oh
mean, that is
yeah,
about as decisive of an
yeah,
upside resolution as you could possibly ask for.
yeah. No,
Massive
I agree with
candlestick
you.
closing at the high end of the range looks really nice.
No, I agree with you. And what I like about these charts, very similar to SoFi, is that you can define your risk very, very easy. The risk is very well defined in this case. If we're above 2011 highs, that's our line in the sand. 47 or 48 for SLV. If we're above 47 or 48, I think you have to own silver. And the risk is very well defined. I like it.
Totally. And on
Nice
the
base.
silver note, we have a request from Jim wanting to look at Pan American Silver, one of the best silver miner charts out there.
Yeah.
Looks pretty similar to the silver futures themselves, but massive base there. I think it goes back to 2000, if I'm not mistaken. Throw it up, Alfonso. PAAS. Pan American Silver. Yeah, look at that chart.
Beautiful.
Looks so good. Good eye, Jim. Thanks for bringing this one along.
Oh, this is great. I think this is a good equity vehicle to have exposure in silver as well.
I think it's the largest silver mining stock out there. I could be mistaken, but it's certainly up there. A lot of these silver miners are like worthless $500 million stocks. It's not very often you get one. Yeah, PAAS is pushing $20 billion in market capitalization. So like that's like $1 trillion tech stock. There's not a lot of precious metal miners that are that size.
No, but this is great. I mean, and again, you have a very well-defined risk. Market up at the 2008 highs, 2011 highs, even the 2020 highs. So this is the fourth attempt to break above this level, above 40, above 44. I like this one long, and the upside potential is huge. What's the market cap on this one?
Almost $20 billion.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, the upside potential here is huge as well. And that's a nice base. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. And, above 44, I like this one long.
Yes, I love it. All right, we have, sticking to the commodities theme, Alfonso, Doug in the chat, might be the same Doug that emailed us, wanting to look at MP Materials.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Speaking of well-defined risk versus reward.
Oh, yeah. I love all these charts because of that. I mean, it makes our life way better. And I love when this happens, Sam, to be honest. When you can find this, it's everything that you need at this point.
And this is one of the biggest winners in the market of 2025 too, Alfonso.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, this thing went from like $10 to like 100 in just a few months.
That was crazy. Yeah, or at least since June here, since June, May lows, yeah, up 400%.
Yeah,
crazy.
Not bad.
Look, I mean, if you're looking to buy MP Materials, I think if we're above 60, I think you can give it a shot. If we're not above 60, I think it could get a little bit messy here. But if we're above that level, that represents also the 2022 highs, I think that will make a lot of sense. We hit that 161 around 91. In fact, we hit 100 for a little bit, and then it's retracing at this key level of former resistance, now turning into support. And I like this pattern for the short term. I think you can play it in multiple ways. I like the the long-term setup, which is like buying the opportunity on this retracement, on this pullback, and also like this clean and tight range here. So I like when we have this type of chart, similar to SoFi, when you can combine different patterns and try to take advantage of them. So I really like this one.
Yeah, very well defined risk reward. That's my favorite thing about a chart like
And
this.
for this
Very
one,
similar to SoFi.
and for this one in particular, the VWAP from the all-time highs around 68. For me, that's confirmation. So I would rather wait instead of buying at this level because it's a little not clear right now in what direction this pattern will resolve. So for me, that VWAP from the all-time highs, it's my trigger point in this particular case. So I prefer to wait and buy a little bit higher, but having more conviction. And I think that's the optimal entry, in my opinion.
Nice, Alfonso. That's a great chart. Shout out to Doug for bringing it along. All right, Alfonso, we looked at SoFi earlier. Let's look at SoFi's shitty counterpart, the PayPal. I mean, this PayPal chart really hurts my eyes. So
terrible, dude.
Matt brought this one along. So not the chart of the day, Matt. This is gross.
I mean, it's a good example of stocks that you want to avoid in bull markets. I mean, we have been in one of the best bull market in history, and prices below the cycle, the lows of the cycle, VWAP. So not good. And it's been carving out. This like distribution pattern here, right? If we break below 56, the thing goes to, I don't know, 31 or 40 easily. So
totally, yeah. And it's making new all-time lows relative to the S&P 500, which I love. I don't know if Matt was talking about this one from the long side, but I think PayPal is interesting from the short side. This is one of the worst stocks in the market, making new all-time lows relative to the broader market. So
no, that's a great point. That's a great point. If you want to short one stock, make sure to short the worst stocks out there, and I think PayPal is one of them. So
totally, Alfonso. All right, we have a few minutes to get to the YouTube chat. We have a lot of tickers here, Alfonso. You want to stick with some more precious metals? I kind of do. So Leah asked for SLV and PAAS, which we already got to in the mailbag. So we got you covered, Leah. And Alex Do Too, great name, wanting to look at HL. So this is the Hecla Mining.
Okay.
Hecla Mining is a almost $11 billion precious metals stock. Down 5% today, but man, this has had quite the move over the past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, by looking at this chart, I think it makes sense to see some consolidation, some digestion of the recent gains. Just look at this parabolic bands since the summer. So I think a very well-deserved digestion here will make a lot of sense. And look at this base.
It's massive. It looks like a lot of other precious metal stocks. We were just looking at the Pan American Silver.
Exactly.
This looked very similar to that.
No, exactly. That's true. Yeah. So for me, if we're about 12, that's a very, it's a wide range here in my opinion. If we're about 12, I think you can own this one. And the upside potential is huge. What's the market cap on this name?
Almost 11 billion.
11 billion. Nice.
So, yeah, it's not a completely worthless stock.
No, but that's a monster base. And yeah, I mean, for me, 12, that's my line in the sand. I will expect some consolidation, some digestion, around this area. If it's above this breakout level, that's even better. If it's not, I will just remain on the sideline on this name.
All right, Alfonso, let's look at Merck, MRK. So
It's nice.
we got this request in the chat. Let's see. This came from Orlando.
What's up?
Chat, wanting to look at Merck, and we were looking at the equally weighted healthcare earlier, noting that it looks very similar to the Russell 2000, the Dow Jones Transportation Average. It seems like the sector rotation is going to continue to come into healthcare, and healthcare has been a huge winner over the past few months, but kind of pulling back here recently.
I always like to look at this ratio, right? This is excellent relative to the Russell 3000. We saw that outperformance, a couple of weeks ago into healthcare, and this ratio bouncing exactly at a key support level of 25 years ago. So yeah, back to the Merck chart.
It's almost like the market has a memory.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
Merck, one of the best looking ones from a risk reward standpoint. We broke out of that base. In 2022 we almost hit our target around 136, 135, and then it fell apart and it made a very hard retest of this base breakout. But now we just reclaim that 2000 highs around 91. If we're above 91, I think you can own Merck. But if we zoom in a little bit, let's see if we can define a more tactical entry level here. We know that if we're above 90 or 91, the bias is higher in this name. So a tactical level here for me, 96. I will buy this pullback around 90. Around 96. If we can get 97, 96, I think you can step in and defend this level. So that will make a lot of sense for me from a tactical view. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. If healthcare is going to be working, I have a hard time believing that Merck's going to be completely falling apart. I think Merck's going to catch a bid as one of the largest healthcare stocks in the world. So yeah, I like it. And let's move on to something we haven't talked about yet today, Alfonso. Looking at SBLK. So this is Star Bulk Carriers. This is a marine shipping stock, if I'm not mistaken, but we got Bill in the chat wanting to look at SBLK. So I'll pull it up here to get some stats on the SBLK.
Oh, from Greece. We were talking about that.
All right. Shout out to Greece.
We were talking about that before show.
Yeah, man, marine shippers are so hot, Alfonso. I have an equally weighted basket of all the marine shippers, and it just seems like every day the index is making new 52-week highs. SBLK doesn't really look the best. I can find a handful, maybe a dozen marine shippers that look better than this, but it's certainly in the right industry.
Look, I think it failed to complete this, head and shoulder formation, this top information here. We skipped higher in the summer. We pulled it back again. This level around 17. That's a big level. That's a memory level here for buyers and sellers. There's a classic polarity in action right here, right now. And I think if we, if we zoom a little bit more, maybe we can play this name. Oops. Oh, what happened here?
Yeah, this seems like the range I would be interested in right here.
Yeah, right now, right? I
think you could just define it at those summer highs. I mean, that's the the risk right there. Look at that gap and go you had not
Here,
long ago. I mean, you've really respected that level. So any close below that would, completely unwind the trade. But as long as you're above those former highs.
yeah, 20. Let's call it 20. If you're above 20, I think you can own this one. Below 20, just leave it alone. It will be, messy for longer. But above 20, the passive resistance in this name is higher. It's to the upside, and especially because when we zoom out a little bit more, we just this year we just reclaim that breakdown level and get back above that support, and now we're trying to look for more confirmation. I like this pattern. I like this stock. If we're above that pivot high from September, that's where my conviction enters in this name. But below this level, below 20, I will leave it alone. It will be messy for longer.
Totally, yeah. Shout out to Bill for bringing the marine shippers from Greece. I'm a huge fan. All right, Alfonso, we have time for one more chart.
Let's do one more.
I think we should look at the ONDS. So I think Gev, not sure how you say this name, in the chat wants to look at ONDS. This is a name that Riley Roseby, the editor of Godspeed on Stock Market Media. If you're not getting Godspeed, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It is some of the best work we put out at Stock Market Media, and I highly recommend it. But this is one of Riley's favorite names right now. I think they are like something like satellites, some fancy tech like that. I'm not going to pretend that I know what they do, but they have a promising future, according to Riley.
I mean, look, this stock looks amazing.
Yeah,
it looks amazing. This is a big level. Let's call it 10. Let's run
and just
10.
measure out that move from the April low, Alfonso, because wow, I mean, what a vertical move this one's had, and it's refusing to give much back. 3,000%, and you just corrected.
That's crazy.
Wow.
What's the short interest in this name?
I don't think there's much there. I'll check right now, but.
Well, 23.
Is it 23?
It is 23.
All right. Okay. And it looks like, yeah, wow. All right. Short interest is at a new all-time high, Alfonso, 23%. Again, this is a $3.5 billion communication
now I like it even more.
Stock.
That's a good combination. I mean, nice.
It looks like the open door. It's that same chart. You got that vertical move earlier this year, and then just correcting since then. But yeah,
no, that's true.
It looks really constructive.
But look, this is a monster base, $10. That's the level. That's the level. I like the short interest that it's high. That could spark in a bigger move. A nice squeeze here, a wild move above 10. I think that will make sense. If we zoom in a little bit more, we already reclaimed that big one from this pivot highs from October, and I think we're on our way to break out of this base. So I really like the setup here. Probably my favorite from today. I like that combination.
I was gonna say the same thing, Alfonso.
Well, the thing is that I like that combination. I mean, I will have say SoFi, but the fact that ONDS has 23% short interest, it makes me, I don't know, it hits different.
It gets you going, huh?
Yeah.
I'm the same way, Alfonso. So
yeah.
I'm happy to hear you talk like this.
Yeah, I mean, and you have the risk very well defined. $10, that's your level. The 61 retracement. Yeah, that's the level. That's the level. I really like this one.
Totally. Shout out to the Jev in the chat, bringing along the ONDS. So yeah, man, a super lively chat today, Alfonso. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to the Soul. We've got Bill, Jev, Mr. Zerby, the Zandman, John, Thank you all for being here very much. We appreciate you. And if we did not get to your ticker in the YouTube chat, you can send us an email, questions@stockmarketmedia.com, and we will be sure to cover it first thing in the next episode of Chart Request Live, which is next Monday at the same time, same place. This is an awesome show, Alfonso. Thank you for being here with me.
It was good. Always good, good charts, good takers. And yeah, I mean, for us, it's very helpful. We always have good ideas coming to this show. So yeah, really nice charts. What was your favorite? ONDS as well?
Yeah, ONDS, but SoFi and the MP materials, those also stand out because they have such good risk reward.
I like the MP materials as well.
Yeah.
I think that one it's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard to beat the all-time high short interest in the ONDS.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah. Cool. All right, everybody. We will catch you again later. For now, go try to make some money.